So we are going to start the Sutta teaching session. As you all know, we are going through a Dhamma discussion, particularly related to our own practice. And if you have any question related to the practice, please raise your hand. Then we can discuss those practice-related questions. Otherwise, you can ask any Dhamma-related questions if you have. And so far, we have discussed so many suttas, particularly related to the practice. And if you have any question related to them, that's also possible to ask.
I don't see anybody have raised their hands. Please bring up your questions, as Bante said. So we have a limited time, I guess.
Yeah.
This is a good opportunity for y'all to. Yeah, Geeta Mendis raised the hand. So let's see. All right. All right. I'm going to request to unmute.
Yeah, I already requested. Yeah. Okay, fine.
Okay, thank you. Good morning, Bante.
Yeah.
I'm struggling a bit with this whole Chittanupassana question that I've asked as well. So I thought I'll just go back to the basics of what happens when I focus on what I think is Chittanupassana, but what I notice is there's a lot of thinking, right? So there's all this coming and going, and then some of it fades, but I don't see it as seeing the overall mind state, which I suppose is what I'm trying to do. But anyhow, so there's all this thinking, and then it made me wonder, okay, this is like a lot of discursive thinking, and that comes under vichara, right?
We can't say so. Actually, vichara has some other meaning as well. But if you have too much of thinking, it means that it may be difficult for you to immediately jump to Chittanupassana. Better spend some more time with Kayanupassana so that you are developing fair amount of mindfulness, clear comprehension. And as you develop that, slowly you may understand, okay, now the mind has fairly settled. Now I can easily look at the mind, very much like thoughts are coming one after the other, not that confusing, and you are able to step back and look at the mind. Various mental states, various thoughts are properly visible. So if that is possible, then you are ready for Chittanupassana. Otherwise, you need to further develop through Kayanupassana or Vedananupassana to reach Chittanupassana level. Because Buddha himself has made a clear warning in Anapanasati Sutta, for example, Naham bhikkhave muttasatissa asampajanassa Anapanasati bhavanam vadami, in the section of the Chittanupassana. So there he categorically mentioned that monks, I do not recommend Chittanupassana for the one who doesn't have proper mindfulness and clear comprehension. Because when we have some vague mindfulness, some weak mindfulness and weak clear comprehension, so it's very difficult to recognize thoughts as mere thoughts, because so many thoughts are there and they keep coming in, and probably we might get attached to them sometimes. We are driven by them. That means still a little bit of work to be done through Kayanupassana and Vedananupassana. Nothing to worry, by the way. I mean, all these sections, either Kayanupassana, Vedananupassana, Chittanupassana, Dhammanupassana, are quite fruitful. Those are all really wonderful tools, and if we are able to be in the Kayanupassana and particularly giving emphasis to the bodily, say, movements, bodily sensations, bodily elements, all that actually help us to develop the necessary skills. So it may take some time, by the way, but that is more doable, more easy than immediately coming to Chittanupassana.
Okay, Bhante. And can I ask also a question about this Vitaka Vichara?
Yeah.
This happened some time back during a retreat, a few days into the retreat, where I was just sitting, and after a while I realized that the mind was, or that things were very quiet, and that the breath, the mind was just like automatically going to the breath. I didn't have to try to place it.
Right.
And then a lot of the other, that was the main thing that I could experience. And even after I got up from the seat, it was still, the mind was still just going to the breath.
Right.
And it was very peaceful. So
Yeah.
I was wondering whether it was like a Vittaka had become easy at that point.
Not only Vitakka, actually we can basically explain this using the Samadhi. So the quality of the Samadhi quality is that without our much interaction or without our effortful taming the mind automatically has now tamed. It by itself, it likes to stay with the primary object. Basically these hindrances are reduced because the jhana factors are fairly strengthened. So among the jhana factors, Vitakka, Vichara are two of them, but the other three are also supporting. Vitakka, Vichara, Piti, Sukha, Ekaggata, all five are now supporting, and as a result of that, it naturally focuses onto the primary object without our much interaction, without much our influence. It naturally gets into the primary object, and once it is focused to the primary object, it stays there by itself. It is not that we are forcefully retaining it there, rather mind itself is staying there. So that is the vichara part. So the applying our attention to the object, primary object, is the vitakka, applied mind, and once it is applied, it stays there without our influence by itself. So that is the vichara part. So it is now fairly strengthened, fairly strong. So, and then as a result of this, you don't need to struggle. Rather, it's a very pleasant experience. So the piti sukha, that means some little bit of happiness, rapture, comfort, those things are there, and the mind has fairly unified. So the ekaggata is there.
And I noticed that with that mind state, when I just walked into the breakfast and served myself, I wasn't thinking to focus on the eating, but the mind was automatically looking at the chewing and the tongue movements, almost as if I was inside my mouth looking at everything.
Yeah, that's pretty good, because as you know, the mindfulness has to be very much get into the daily activities like eating, talking, walking, etc., etc. So various bodily activities can be conducted through the mindful space. Now this has automatically happened in your case. That's a good thing, good improvement. So that is what we are expecting. So we may be formally developing the mindfulness through mindful breathing, but once we develop it, it remains in the mind. Now it is available even while we are eating. By itself, it is now each and every activity mindfully it is being monitored. That's a good thing.
Yes, it's strange. It's as if the mind just takes over.
Yeah. That is where actually at the beginning only we need to drive it. We need to properly put it into the correct track. But once it is integrated, once it is very fairly developed, mind will take care of it. So it's we can take the back seat and we can enjoy the ride. Yeah. Time to time, in case if get distracted, you can little intervene. Otherwise, you can let the mind handle the whole thing.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, yeah.
Very good. Thank you very much. And I think there is Andre Silva, so I'll let you unmute and then ask your question.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Thero, so I just have a question. So while I was doing the sakwana, I was like able to like see that like I can see that my body is just walking like without like me interfering, and I just only have to look at the thoughts. So I just want to know, is that part like of Chittanupassana that's happening, or it's just a normal samadhi, like it's a samadhi status?
We can simply say it is Kayanupassana. Actually, this label is not that important. So what we need to know is, okay, now mind is not being often distracted, rather it is within the body, it stays with the body, and I don't need to forcefully retain it, rather it naturally stays there, as we already discussed with the previous yogi. Now mind has fairly tamed, so I don't need to struggle. Now it is has come to a fairly easy state, so let it happen. So now you can continue further.
Okay, so just like focus on the body, like just focus on the feeling. That's what I'm doing.
Yes, I mean, say your foot is again and again touching the ground, and each and every sensation now you are mindfully recognizing, and you are trying to investigate its whole continuity, its whole appearance and then disappearance, changes, all those different aspects you are now trying to mindfully investigate.
Because it's easy now for me at that stage. Like it's like easy for me to observe rather than like trying to force myself to do it.
Yes,
it
definitely.
Just naturally just helps me. Yes.
Definitely. Actually, that is what we are encouraging also, because immediately we can't investigate, because mind doesn't have enough mindfulness and the concentration established. So then it is very difficult for us to investigate. So what we do is we develop mindfulness first. So without allowing the mind to get distracted, again and again we choose a primary object and again bring our attention to that particular primary object, and we are doing some kind of a training. So once this is done, now mind has that capacity. Now mind stay with the present moment. Various bodily activities may be happening in the present moment. Now mind likes to stay there. As a result of that, now the concentration is also there, not only mindfulness. So once these two qualities are available, now we can comfortably do the investigation.
Okay. So by investigation, you mean like we just have to see like it's appearing and disappearing, and then that's what the investigation we have to do at this stage, is it?
Yes, and actually various other phenomena also may be available. Actually, we were discussing only hardness of something, but there may be softness, there may be lightness, there may be movements, vibrations. So likewise, different types of sensations also may be there. At first we can't recognize all different aspects, but at first we may start with the process with a very simple, very evident, prominent kind of a sensation, but later we can add various other things. We can try to recognize other subtle aspects as well.
Okay. Okay. Got it. Yeah. All right. Thank you, Bante.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thero Sana.
Right.
I don't have any other questions. So until somebody raised their hand, I just want to bring up this for conversation as well, and then maybe ask that question. In the day when we start meditating, and we have been sort of talk about two aspect of which is the vipassana and trend, and then and we probably sort of tend to sort of talk about that, and then the samatha, right? And so with these two trends, one of the things what I have heard from you as well as Bhante Dhammajiva, please correct me if I'm wrong, and more into the investigative mind is more beneficial. Is that the way, but just to sort of get to when you do the Anapanasati, but it's just the samatha side that we first develop? Can you help to distinguish those just for clarity?
Yeah. Actually, we can't immediately start investigating because mind typically get distracted. So it's very much like our attention is not properly staying with the particular object, even though we like it. So the attention is fairly scattered. Mind often get distracted. So such mind is difficult to make use for investigation. So first of all, we need to establish mindfulness, develop mindfulness. So once it is developed, then naturally the concentration also start building up. So as we already discussed, now less distractions, less movements to the past and the future, rather it like to stay in the present, and by itself it is staying there, not for a moment but for a couple of seconds, couple of minutes. So now mind itself is staying on the given object. So likewise certain qualities are being inbuilt to the mind now. Now we can encourage the investigation, because if we are not encouraging, then we can actually go through further development of concentration. Then it will be more into the concentration oriented type of practice. But once these skills being developed, then we can comfortably start investigation. It's not a harm actually. And sometimes people, or rather teachers, encourage very deeper concentrations. So they discourage investigation at this level because they want to attain the yogi to the jhana and spend fair amount of time there. So that's one approach. But on the other hand, like the Mahasi Sayadaw and the Sayadaw Pandita, they basically propose, so when fair amount of mindfulness and concentration is available, we can try to introduce wisdom into the picture. It's very much like at the beginning it's very much like Samatha Pubbangama Vipassana, but not to the level of very deep concentrations, but only to a limited amount of concentration, but it may be sufficient. Then it's very much like Yuganadha. We are both concentration, mindfulness, wisdom, effort, saddha, all these things are very much in the picture. All are fairly paid attention, all are contributing. It's a group work now, it's a team work now. All different components are helping each other, supporting each other. So that will give a fairly balanced mind, fairly healthy mind, and it is not mere concentration, it is not mere mindfulness. Now the wisdom aspect is also in the picture. So they are quite helpful, and that gives a fair balance to the mind. I feel that approach may be quite useful, because otherwise what happens is if one is totally focusing on the development of the samadhi, concentration, so it also takes long time, and during that time he doesn't have much of wisdom support. So there are instances that the yogi can get into troubles because of this biased approach. But when the wisdom is also available, so that support is also available, and that gives a kind of a buffering. And when you are going through some family issues or lifetime issues or any disturbance, any kind of a hindrance, so then the wisdom aspect also help you to overcome that. That may be quite a healthy approach in a way.
Very good. Thank you, Bhante. I will give the questions to Radhika, so you can unmute and ask your question.
Everyone, Saranai Bhante.
Yes.
I have not been in the country for a while, and so I missed some of your sessions.
Mm-hmm.
But the last time I spoke to you, which is about 4 weeks or so or more ago, you told me that I should be doing 1 hour of walking and half an hour of sitting, rather than doing 1 hour of walking and 1 hour of sitting. And I have changed it like that, and I'm doing 1 hour of walking and half an hour of sitting, and then I have increased the Iryapata. So included in my schedule, daily schedule, more things like where I have to bend the limbs, like gardening, cooking, swimming, and other things in addition to the Sakman Bhavana, in addition to. So my question is, previously I was getting a lot of the vibrations or it's like the Dhatu Guna, like the air element running down my body. And then sometimes it stops, and then like it came again, and then it stopped, but then it stopped completely for a while. So then when I'm doing my half an hour of sitting, there isn't anything for me to focus on. The breath is, so I don't know whether the breath is there, because before that I was getting more of the stronger one was the vibrations or the air movement. They call the Dhatu Guna of the air element. But then now it's not there.
Right.
So what should I be doing in such a situation?
Yeah.
So now I'm back, and I have the opportunity to go to the nunnery close by, which gives me 1 hour of sitting. But I'm not, like, in the sense, every day in the morning it's available for me to go. It's about 10 minutes from my house, and I can do the 1 hour sitting, but I don't want to start the 1 hour sitting, or whether I should continue with the walking and the Iryapata.
Yeah.
Or what should I be doing?
So better, I mean, if you can't find any object from the body, now the only option available is a kind of very relaxed observation of the mind. So just allow the mind to wander if it wants, but still you are looking at it now. Like a mother is looking after a child, giving some space, giving some freedom for the child to play, child to move here and there. So you are now looking at the mind, because now already certain amount of mindfulness and concentration is available. So you don't need to worry. You are not at the beginner's level, but certain amount of qualities are available. Now let the mind to little play and observe it. So what I want to emphasize is, it's not a very strict, rigid kind of observation, rather with a very free, open kind of an observation of the mind, and giving it some freedom. And such case allow some thoughts to happen if the mind wants to think, but you are recognizing those thoughts as mere thoughts. You are not going to too much detail, rather you are trying to observe their behavior, how they are happening, how they are appearing, how they are disappearing. And in case we promote further fabrication, so how that is happening. So likewise, so we are now exploring the various aspects of the mind. So actually what I am trying to say is stepping into the Chittanupassana.
So what happens if
no thoughts?
I don't know exactly, because there are thoughts, but I can't remember anything.
Oh, no problem. You just stay quiet with this inner silence. Don't worry. You don't need to invite thoughts, but giving freedom is important rather than rigidly holding. Just a very relaxed, very joyful kind of observance is there, kind of enjoying that inner silence. It's not a harm.
So I just should only do the half an hour still, right?
Better see that how it happens, because if we are not properly balancing, it can lead more into the samatha side. That's why I might have given you an option of selecting like this: 1 hour walking, half an hour sitting.
Yes, because I
Yeah.
wasn't sure if I was falling asleep or what was happening.
Yeah, that's the thing.
When I
That's the thing. Because half an hour now, because 1 hour walking is a fairly good session, which gives you a kind of a balanced mind. Mindfulness is there, concentration is there, wisdom is there, and then with that you now into the sitting, very much like refining those qualities. Now the mind has already calmed down, very relaxed, no much thinking, and you're very quiet and you're just observing it. And with that, later you can again get up and go for the walking. Now while walking, probably you can't maintain that much of a concentration. You may see things, hear things, you have to volitionally move up and down. So all that can little disturb the mind. Let it happen. In case mind get distracted, now you can easily do the Chittanupassana.
Yes, that is exactly what what I'm saying is, if I recognize a thought, it is because that thought is tinged with desire or aversion.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the time it's neutral, so that's why I can't remember what I mean.
No need to remember. Yeah, you don't need to remember. Just see their behavior. So doesn't matter. It's not necessary to be anger oriented or desire related. Rather, many different thoughts are coming, and you can simply look at them, how they are coming, and now you are not adding to them, and you simply observe. So as a result of that, they quickly disappear. So you are observing this nature.
Right.
So this arising and passing away, appearing and disappearing, is common even to the mind. Various mind states, various thoughts. So we are learning that principle basically.
Right. Thank you very much.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thero and Sanai.
Thank you. So next, I think Moira had the hand raised first, and then after that we can give the option to jump. Go ahead, Moira.
Thank you very much. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Thero and Saranai, Nante.
Yeah.
I have a question about concentration. I'm a person who, has been doing concentration practice, and just this year trying to do Vipassana more.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I first started becoming a Buddhist about 20 years ago, I doubted. I read in a book somewhere that you can only have one thought in the mind, and I doubted that. So I investigated. After sitting in meditation for a while, I investigated, and I noticed that when I'm hearing something, like a bird, I'm no longer feeling the touch near the breath.
Right.
So then my mind became very happy for like a couple of days after that.
Mm-hmm.
But within a week or so, I saw the dissolution out of the meditation, and it was very frightening for me.
So what can you little explain about that dissolution?
Yeah, so I was just going to the letterbox, and everything just dropping. I can't hold on to anything.
Right.
My eyes are open, and it's just like very fast too.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. And then within that same month, I was reading one of the meditation masters, one of the old meditation masters from Burma or something, and they were talking about suffering, how we move the body every time because our body is suffering. And then I went into this mode where I couldn't get out. I could see all the suffering, the ear suffering, the skin burning, all this kind of suffering. And it was very frightening again.
Yeah. So all those also very much like dissolving. I mean, disappearing, and is that what you experience?
Yeah. So it's very fast, but then it lasts for a while. So it comes and goes, but quite painful on the skin, like burning. And if somebody talks to you, it's like really annoying. Like not even annoying, really painful in the ear.
Right.
And then when I tried to meditate one time in that same month, I saw a skeleton. And because I was new to Buddhism, I didn't know that was like non-self. So I thought there was a ghost in the house. So, so I asked my mom, who was a Buddhist, but she didn't know. And then I noticed I got a lot of dispassion.
Right.
So it wasn't like depression. For weeks I felt like it doesn't matter, everything, all this, like a dispassionate, nothing made me totally happy or totally sad.
Right.
And then I got this tranquility, and then I got this fear, because I didn't understand about non-self. I thought I will be reborn again and again, and I got a lot of fear about being reborn. But then it ended up, after a few days of me becoming like equanimous, bit like, so it became like a quieter understanding.
Very good. Okay.
But overall, I didn't want to experience that again, so I kept away from meditating.
And
why
is that?
I went to different monks and asking, and nobody would explain.
No, actually, this is something encouraging. Actually, what you have experienced is something encouraging. It is not something bad. It's a very good experience. It's a matter of be familiar with it. So right now, actually, without your expectation, certain deep experience has come to your house, come to yourself, but you are not welcoming it. Rather, you are trying to reject it. But slowly try to be with it, and then it becomes your norm. Because currently it appears like you are not familiar with it, you are not used to it, and you are expecting something different. But what happened is something different. But what has happened is really good. It is quite aligned with the Dhamma. It quite aligned with the Vipassana practice.
I read books after some Sri Lankan books, and I could make a bit more sense of it. But myself is very strong. It comes back with a lot of power.
It's okay.
Fear.
It is okay. I mean, let it come, but again and again you do the practice and dwell in that silence, dwell in that, that equanimity. Because the correct practice, the thing is, the correct practice always takes you back to that equanimity. It is actually possible to repeat that experience. Because if you are preparing that correct necessary causes, conditions, then the same result will appear again and again. And once you arrive...
my current practice, I'm not doing investigation as much. I'm doing more concentration, so I'm trying to... What do I investigate? Just my bodily feelings and...
Now, actually, it has happened already. Because this, now you have explained me that these things are dissolving, these things are disappearing, I got the dispassion, all that. Those are the outcomes of the investigation.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I don't need to apply my mind. I'm not doing too much walking meditation, but I'm mindful throughout the day.
Yeah.
And then I sit.
That's good.
And then I try not to go into too much in-depth concentration. So if you have something like access concentration, you can't investigate in that kind of...
No, actually you have gone beyond that. Now, access concentration is a very primary type of concentration, but as per your experience, you have gone more than that.
Okay.
Because this dissolution and you seeing that dissolution and then the fear rising, all these are quite very good experiences. Even though you feel frightened, that's also actually explained in the Dhamma. It's not a harmful thing. But again and again, you reach there. Don't worry or don't get afraid. Again and again, reach there. Just dwell in that equanimity. And be that equanimity as your refuge. Be that equanimity as your pasture. Be that equanimity as your second nature. So you got to familiar with that equanimity. Again and again you develop that, it reach there and dwell there. During that time mind may be quiet, no much thinking, but kind of awareness is there. the mind has very much stopped, equanimous feeling is there, and silence is there. Just be there. You have nothing to do. Once you arrive there, you have nothing to do. It's a matter of dwelling there.
Well, that's a bit boring, isn't it?
Exactly.
Compared to concentration.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying not to do now.
No. No. So don't skip that. So slowly you will be familiar with it, and you will understand, okay, this is the nature of the mind. I was in a turbulent water. Now only I have reached the calm water, tranquil water. The thing is, now I'll give you a beautiful example. It's a joke actually. One, in old days in Sri Lanka, for example, so the bus conductors, they used a book to issue the tickets to the passengers. Now this fellow
I remember that, yes.
Okay, so now this fellow always writing the starting place and the destination, and then issue and put his own signature, and then he issue the the ticket to the passenger. Now he's doing that for a long time, and one day now he want to get married, and once he get into the registrar, now he want to put the signature. Now he's trying to put the signature, but it's very difficult. Why is that?
You don't know where you're going.
No. Because the table is not moving. Because he used to sign and write everything during a very vibrant environment. But right now it is not the case. The table is very fixed, stable, but he is not used to it. But that is the norm actually. He was in a absurd type of a situation, but he used to that as the norm. But when he comes to the norm, it appear like kind of difficult for him. So for ourselves also very much like that. We were in a shifted experience. We were in a wrong, or rather than wrong, vipallasa, so the things distorted kind of an experience. But now only we come to the real experience. So that real experience we start rejecting. We don't want to be in that real experience because we used to that artificial type of fabricated kind of experience. But slowly allow the mind to mature in this real experience. So it will naturally slowly mature in this experience, and one day you will be comfortable there. So don't worry, just again and again reach there, just stay there.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Okay, yeah.
Thank you, Bhante.
Yeah, okay.
Good, thank you very much for the question, and I'll let Chanda ask the question.
Most respected Bhante.
Yeah, go ahead.
Please excuse me, Bhante. I am on the way to office and I try to send a message through a chat to get a few information, but today chat is not working. I typed and I will explain, Bhante. During my day-to-day mindful practice, I used to apply the advice given in the Bahya Sutta and try not to create any person or thing by the external factors. Accordingly, sometimes I can get a very calm state, and at that time there is no special person in my side too. It seems full of upadi on temporary basis and just staying, and sometimes feel vibration of the elements in the body. I thought it is a practice of akamyata in day-to-day life. However, after studying Bhante's Dhamma sermon on Salayatana Vibhanga Sutta, I understood akamyata is a very high state in the meditation journey. Dear Bhante, could you please further explain akamyata and the possibility of applying to day-to-day mindfulness, please?
Yeah. No, actually you are already there. I mean, it's true that it's an advanced state, but we can reach that. And if you remember, we discussed this same topic in the last Sydney retreat as well as the Perth retreat. So the same topic actually we discussed. So the important thing is we are not purposely trying to assume anything. I am so and so, I am like this, I am like that. So we stop that becoming process. And we don't want to become anything anymore. We just be as it is. We stop the fabrication. We stop the conditioning. Yeah.
Yeah, Bhante, that part I can understand and practice in day-to-day life.
Right.
But after studying Bhante, that Salayatana Vibhanga Sutta, I understood Atamita is a very high state, and it is saying that
No, the thing is, there the Buddha explains that by going through an approach, I mean, how to say, feeling-based approach he is explaining. So different types of feelings are there. You gradually give up the household kind of pleasurable feelings using the Nekkamma type of renunciative type of pleasurable feelings, and so likewise, so slowly give up all the household type of feelings, and ultimately you have only the renunciative type of feelings, and then renunciative domanassa, Nekkamma saha sorry what's that? Gehasita Domanassa, and this is Nekkammasita Domanassa. Now, Nekkammasita Domanassa also abandoned by means of the Nekkammasita Somanassa. Now you have Nekkammasita Somanassa, and that is being replaced by the Nekkammasita Upekka. So that is where you come to the level of equanimity through the feelings. You came through a feeling approach, and later that is also replaced by because Upekka is twofold, either in the manifold kind of Upekka or the single type of Upekka. Now you select the single type of Upekka, and that also being replaced by the Atammeta. So that's the approach. But you don't need to follow the same model. Now Buddha is explaining this type of a model at that audience, but we have reached the Upekka from a different approach. So this Upekka is possible through various approaches. And once you are there, it's a matter of staying there without making a self, without assuming a self, without trying to become anything further. Just stay there, stopping all the fabrications. Then we are into the Atammeta.
Yeah, Bhante, that is the way I am practicing.
Yeah. Just continue that. Just continue that. You don't need to get confused with the information you read in this Salayatana Vibhanga Sutta. So their approach is different. Feeling-based approach is there. But you may have come through a different approach. It doesn't matter. Atammeta is a common principle. Actually, Buddha explained that even at the jhana level. Say when someone attained the first jhana, he simply says, okay, don't be a jhana, a person who own the jhana, who identify oneself with the first jhana. So don't be that. Just apply Atammeta into that even. So the idea is any kind of identification has to be abandoned. So that is what the emphasis is.
Understood, Bhante. Actually, I am very sorry because this environment is not a peaceful place to ask the question.
Okay. Okay, yeah, Thero Sarnai.
Thank you very much for the question. Next, I'll let Vitarana to raise the... Yes, you can ask.
Can you hear me? Thero Sarnai, Bhante?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Bhante, I have a bit of a tricky or confusing. I get a bit of a question from my Bhante. So I've been giving some contact to you as well for the past 2 months or so, or a few months ago as well. So Bhante, I've been doing my practice meditation and all that. So what I noticed, something that happened today is, my dad's a bit sick, right? So I got some news and all that. But the thing is, earlier, when these things happen, I'm a bit maybe past maybe like 6 months or 12 months, you get a bit more attached. But today I notice it's not that I'm not crying, it's that I'm not attached to something. So, but the thing is, then again, my two thoughts are appearing in my mind. One is, am I being, like, it's sort of accusing me, my own self, being unkind? But then there's another, I thought, like, a feeling towards that, like, being peaceful, like, going into my sort of sati, like, not getting attached. So there's this conflict of emotions, I guess, say. So what I want to ask was, like, obviously in a society, there's an expectation from a son or something, right? There is day to day what we do. But one thing now what I'm feeling is like, not disillusion, maybe more like a less attachment, but not that I'm not caring. It's more like, it's hard to explain. It's like maybe not the reaction that, like, my parents or somebody's expecting I am giving. So I just want to be maybe a bit confused there. So maybe I'm a bit lost. I just want to take some Dhamma, I guess, from you, some advice there.
Yeah. I mean, now typically we being attracted to something, and again we become repelled from another thing. So that is the typical flow of the mind. When something is beautiful, we immediately get attracted and I want it, and the sense of I immediately pops up. On the other hand, when we see something ugly, when we see something something that we don't want to see, and then we immediately become repelled and we become even angry, and I want to get rid of it. So this is the typical movement of the mind, undeveloped mind. But as we develop the practice, so this this behavior become less and less. Now with some attractive thing, still you can maintain a little bit of equanimity. Even something very ugly experience, still you can maintain some amount of equanimity. Now the mind has found a kind of a balance. So it appears like you feel insensitive, but it is not insensitivity. You are quite sensitive, it is not something good, it's not something bad. So likewise you can recognize that typical mundane kind of value judgment, but now you are not driven by that habitually. Previously we were habitually driven by that value judgment, but now this is something disturbing, this is something attractive, this is something unattractive, but you can bear it, you can be with it without much complaining, without much distractions, without proliferation. You can maintain or cope up with it. You can maintain an equanimity with this, both the extremes. You can now maintain a type of equanimity. It is not a bad thing.
Yeah, that's it. Because I see what I noticed today being I just looking at my thoughts and what's happening, right? I see the thought of, as I said to what you said, equanimous, like not to get too attached, but then there obviously another thought comes and says, oh, you're not being a good son or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. That also, so I see that also coming in. So that's why I saw the, what do you call it, battle or whatever,
mm-hmm.
that change
mm-hmm.
of both things, right?
Yeah.
But finally, I think what I saw in myself is going more attracted to that equanimous mind, like not to get too, what do you call, too sad, or because it's the fact of life when
mm-hmm.
people get sick.
Mm-hmm.
It's not something. There's you do what you can, but you cannot do more.
Yeah.
Like but like cry and all these things.
Yes.
That I'm not now too attracted to that.
Yeah.
But then again, my mind says, "Oh, now you're not being."
No. Thing is, now at the very beginning of the Satipatthana Sutta, Buddha explained one benefit of Satipatthana practice is Soka Pariddavalang Samatikkamaya, Dukkha Domanassalang Attangamaya. So all typical previous habitual kind of suffering, worrying, lamentation, all that will slowly abandon, slowly disappear. Now while others are crying, you are not crying. While others are jumping and laughing, you are not behaving like that. So you become more and more observant type of, you can observe things, how you become a kind of a silent observer. So mind remains in a calm, stable position. It's not going to any extremes. Rather, it stays there in a quiet way. So that is something Buddha encouraged, and it's not a harmful thing.
Okay, Bhante. So thank you, Bhante. That really helps, because I just wanted to clarify that that is what I'm experiencing, and because sometimes in society you get people say things,
Yes.
happen.
Yeah.
They see a difference in you and say, "Oh, you're now."
Yes.
So that's okay. Not that anybody said anything, but that's sometimes that thought also came to me. But anyway, I think you clarified it, Bhante. Thank you so much, Bhante.
Okay. Thero Sarnai.
All right. Thank you for the question. Next, I'll let Thera to ask the question.
Yasalal. Okay.
Thank you, Geshan. Thank you, Bhante.
Yeah.
Bhante, I just want to inform something is that last 2 weeks recordings are like somehow not able to listen. Just wanted to inform that.
Actually, I uploaded them very recently. Should be available in the Nissarana website. I don't know whether it is available in the YouTube, by the way.
I'm clicking on the Nissarana website, the Zoom page, the last link in the Zoom call page. But I can try it again then, Bhante. But
yeah, it should be in the Sutta teaching, in the Sutta teaching session, in the English section, Sutta teaching session.
Right. I think the last two, right? The 223. 222, those are the numbers. Anyway, I'll search again.
Yeah.
But I tried this morning and it still did not load. Only the last two, the rest works.
So it may be in the English audio and Dhamma talks, and immediately it's the very first one. Sutta teachings, it's there. And once you got the Sutta teachings, you can search Q&A and it should come. Q&A. 3 Q&As are now available in the
Q&A,
yes, 3 Q&As are available now. 15th, 22nd and 29th.
22nd and
29th.
Yes, 22nd and 29th. That's right. Yes.
Yeah.
But when I click on the 22nd, let's say 15th, no. It doesn't play. That was why
I see. I don't know that. I didn't play, by the way.
Right.
Yeah. It's working now for me.
Okay.
Yeah. Just try again, and if not, we just try again and see.
Yes. I'll try it again.
Okay, fine.
Thank you, Bhante.
Okay. Okay, then actually I like to conclude the session. I hope there are no more questions, and thank you for joining. And if Geshan going to spend some more time with the group and put a recording, that you can continue.
Yes, that was the plan, and I will play the recording after.
Okay, then I am taking my leave. Thero Sarnai.